back to another episode of TCR Express. I'm digital media editor Warren Fry, and I have with me
staff writer Russell Hixson with the Journal of Commerce, broadcasting from sunny East Vancouver.
And I'm broadcasting from sunny, I assume, downtown Vancouver. I haven't really looked outside.
Several kilometers away from me.
Several kilometers away, yes.
Yes.
So the budget is coming out next week. So that's going to be our big deal next Wednesday. So just a heads up to everybody, TCR Express is going to be probably nothing but budget next week. But for this week, we got different stories. Russell, take it away.
And we actually don't, because we had this speech from the throne which hinted at the budget a little bit. So we will give you a little tease. It appears like the government's committing to record spending on infrastructure, including replacing the George Massey Tunnel, which has been talked about a lot, and then plans are scrapped. That has been kind of tossed around a lot, and we'll see what happens with that. And also money for building the Broadway and Surrey-Langley SkyTrain lines. I believe the Broadway is a subway line, actually, as well as legislation to support helping BC companies scale up and hire local workers is some of the stuff that we are likely to see in the upcoming budget. Nothing too surprising there. Those are all things that I think the NDP has been talking about.
The Massey Tunnel thing kind of is a little bit of a surprise because originally the Clark government wanted to replace it with a bridge. Now, are they fixing up the Massey Tunnel, or are they going to do what the Clark government said they'd do, and then they sort of waffled on?
Yeah, as far as I know, it has yet to be decided on what will happen with the Massey Tunnel replacement project. I understand that a business case came out recently, and it's still being decided. I believe they have two options, one being an 8-lane tunnel, and one being an 8-lane bridge. We'll see what happens. That is yet to be decided, but I mean, they're committed to doing some sort of replacement on that. Mm-hmm. And also, this week I should be chatting with people from the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. They have a team that's been working on a project trying to achieve what's called the Living Building Challenge. So it's essentially a dwelling that produces more energy than it consumes. So rather than being like net zero, it's like a positive. So they have like a 2,200 square foot custom home. They call it the Confluence. And the Living Building Challenge is a lot more than just that. It has a huge amount of hurdles you have to overcome to achieve it. This includes, they have to produce 105% of its own renewable energy, so more than it consumes. Water has to be captured on site through a well. And then also there's a huge component about like not using toxic materials. So a large amount of the project, I believe, was spending time researching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of materials to make sure that they contain nothing that's toxic or on the list of things. And I believe that they've completed the house, and they're just waiting for it to be reviewed to see if it can achieve the Living Building Challenge.
Cool. That's it for the West this week, which is still plenty. But yeah, next week, stay tuned for budget-geddon, as it were.
Yes, budget.
That sounds much more negative than it actually is. And in news of the East, Angela Gismondi, our staff writer for the Daily Commercial News, she attended the Educate Me virtual symposium, which was hosted by the Ontario General Contractors Association last week. It focused on digital transformation, cyber risk, and how it will change the construction industry. There'll be a few stories coming out of that event, so keep an eye out for that. Earlier this month, Ellis Don celebrated its 70th anniversary, and Angela is also working on a story about the milestone and how the company and the industry has changed over the years. She also spoke to two recent university grads who have launched an innovative new tool for the beneficial reuse of excess soil. That story is coming out soon as well. And our other staff writer for the Daily Commercial News, Don Wall, is working on the changing protocols for vaccinations in the province of Ontario. Building Trades Council is looking into the various unions setting up their own clinics, and they're wondering if those will fit into the new provincial rules. Don will be writing on that in the next day or two. Don recently also wrote about trenchless technology replacing open-cut excavations that can disrupt urban areas for months. Don covered a webinar in which University of Waterloo civil engineering professor Mark Knight, who's the executive director of the Center for Advancement of Trenchless Technologies at the university, said open cut should be minimized or banished, given that trenchless technology translates into less damage for existing infrastructure, fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and less inconvenience to the community. And as always, you can listen to us on Apple Music, Amazon Music, and Spotify, and you can listen to both TCR Express and our regular Friday podcasts on the Daily Commercial News and Journal of Commerce websites. Thanks for listening.